What's going on, guys, and welcome back to DSG. And I can't believe we're actually talking about new content coming to the game. I think it's the first time in since raids that we're actually able to talk about new content, not characters, coming to the game. For me, characters are like features in the game because you level them up, you gear them up, and then these features, you use them in the content, such as the game modes, and that's what content is, at least in my viewpoint, in my opinion, because sure, it's fun to upgrade the features, the characters in the game, but eventually you're going to need to do something with them. They can't just look pretty there like the trophies that we have in our profiles. So that's something that is getting addressed finally after months of having nothing. But just trying to break this down, I'm just happy. I'm just happy we're actually getting something. Is it what I want? We'll have to find out. I don't know. I honestly don't know exactly what type of content I want in this game at this point. I just want something because it's just been so long, and that's just me. I just become so numb to not having content that any content will make me happy in some shape or form, so that we at least have something new to do, make new videos, stream about it, and stuff like that. So looking forward to this new content. I do have to say, we have some grammatical or explanation issues here that just are very they're not even cryptic. It's just they're kind of hard to follow and understand. But we have some highlights here. We'll go through them. One, I believe it is 3 new campaigns. One, the main adventure, but like I said, the main adventure one, that's the confusing part, and we'll go into that in a second. The side adventure and the ascension campaign. So the main adventure, if you read it here, this is going to be a whole new section, and we already have grand heroes and villains campaign. It's going to be a completely new section, and coinciding also side adventure campaign is going to be a completely new section. So looking forward to that. But the main adventure campaign, why I'm a little confused about it is it says after you've made your major way through grand heroes and villains main adventure campaigns, embark on the new ascension campaign. Which I don't know if that already means like if you're already completed with grand heroes and villains, then you can an adventure you do the ascension campaigns, or if there's going to be a whole brand new grand adventure campaigns. If there's going to be a whole new main adventure grand campaign, main adventure heroes campaign, and a main adventures villains campaign, that could be the possibility, and that'll be a lot, and I'll be really happy about that. But that's kind of where it's a little bit confusing. So this could be as much as 5, if I get that right, 5 new campaigns, because if you have a main adventure grand, main adventure heroes, main adventure villains, that's 3 plus a side adventure plus the ascension campaign. So that could be the possibility, and I guess that would kind of make sense if they had, main adventure grand campaign, main adventure heroes, and main adventure villains. Then you unlock ascension campaign. That would kind of make sense. And then the side adventure campaign, this is one where I'm a little bit happy, but also kind of sad at the same time about, because it does say here, check out the new Lion King side adventure campaign for a new way to collect Simba, Rafiki, and Scar tokens. Earn main adventure and side adventure stars by mastering each node in order to unlock more content in the future. Does this mean this is the end for these events? Like, is it going to be like, okay, so now we have, the Lion King event is going to be a side adventure campaign, but if you complete the side adventure, you get the trophy type of thing. It kind of makes sense, in my opinion. I think that could be a possibility because we already have a lot of events, and the time in between them is getting bigger and bigger, and they're overlapping a lot more than they used to do. So this could be a possibility that this could be the way they're gonna put maybe someone like a Rafiki and that event, and the Scar event, and the Jafar event, Incredibles event. Maybe this is their exit plan for them. Have these side adventure campaigns, so they'll always be there, but you're not going to be the events anymore. But they're probably going to still have, for instance, like the Mother Gothel, the Wally, the Namari and Raya event, the Rescue Rangers event. Those events are probably going to stick around for a bit longer. Who knows? It could be completely wrong, and this is a completely separate thing. And maybe what they're going to do is have these events so that you can have the side adventure campaign, so you can complete the events in the future at a different rate, for instance, or just make it easier as more and more events come into the game. That could also be a way they can do it as well. And in terms of the campaigns, I think it's going to be a really breath of fresh air for us to do. I don't know how long campaigns are going to last in terms of making content, but just to know that we have something new and that's going to probably change the way we play the game. This is possibility where they're going to address the gear grind, and that's one thing that I'm looking forward to, for them to say the drop rate's going to go up and they'll have more ways to access gear as 1 through 7. And this is my prediction, guys, and Sky, good friend Sky, we talked about this before in a podcast and whatnot. You know, once Gear 9 comes around and whatnot, brooms, like how we view brooms right now, like if you're like towards an end game player or later on in the game, brooms are super abundant. But droplets, you never are going to have enough. But the possibility is droplets are now going to become brooms, and essences, which are already scarce, are going to become our droplets. And that's probably going to be what's going to happen for these guys, for that material. And I think maybe these campaigns can help with that. One thing they didn't do in this update or this discussion is talk about the gold grind, and that's something that for me is going to be a big deal, because they talk about level 80 and then talk about, you know, the ability level 5. So that's going to cost a lot of gold itself. So it's something that I wish they would discuss about how they're going to address that. Because gold is just absolutely ridiculous, because doing the calculations, getting from, you know, level 60 to 70 is about 2 million something, and the estimation is going to be that's going to take from level 70 to 80, it's going to take about 4 million, and that gold is not easy to come by at all. So hopefully they do address that. But the next topic here that we kind of jumping around here, but it's going to be ability material delta. I don't think this is going to be the last ability material upgrade. I think if you look at the Greek alphabet, which I always like how they always do this. Well, I'm looking it up right now as I'm making this video. But we have alpha, we have beta, we have gamma, we have, now we're going to have delta. I wonder if they're going to go to epsilon and zeta. So I think we could possibly have 6 in the lifetime of DSA. Who knows? Maybe they'll even go more. I don't know if they'll go to. They might skip eta and they might go to theta. I don't know, iota, kappa. I'm just reading all of them on the screen right now just for fun. But there's definitely a lot of possibilities, right? In terms of these ability materials, and like you've seen in the other games, they usually max out at 8, like ability level 8. So we're probably not going to get that. We probably will max out around 8, and they might bring in like the zeta, or maybe they'll call it epsilon just to be a little bit different, but not really. So that would be kind of cool if they brought those materials in later on. We don't need them yet. We already know we have delta, which I think they tried to be a little bit different and bring in delta. And if they keep on along that trend, it's probably going to be epsilon. The ability material epsilon is going to be our zeta, or our maximum. That's my guess. And I think it's, you know, we saw a little leak with Honey Lemon. I just hope that that doesn't become another issue about the material grind, but I can guarantee you my hopes are never going to be reality. But deltas are going to be the new gammas, and gammas are going to be the new betas, and betas are going to be the new alphas. So yeah, that's just kind of how the shift goes. Whatever was scarce before is not going to be as scarce anymore, because they're going to bump everything up, and the new material is going to be the scarce material. So that's just how it's going to be looking in the future. Number 3, the gear grind. We already talked about this. Supposedly it's going to be ease from gear 1 to 7. Higher drop rates, more gear 7 material and premium exchange. So just some simple quality of life stuff there. Level 80 coming in soon. Looking forward to that as well. Not really, just kidding. No, I'm not. I mean, I am looking forward to level 80, but I'm not looking forward to spending the gold for that. but I know a lot of people who have a lot of XP that they've been wasting because we've been max level 70 for such a long time at this point. No, it's something coming, and it's just part of the game. You can't do anything about it. Number 5 here, 4 versus 3 daily 50 campaign energy refreshes. I wasn't expecting this, but I'll take it so that it's a little bit easier to get the campaign energy, makes it a little easier to farm and whatnot. So a welcome change, and it makes it just a little bit cheaper to farm overall. So that's pretty much going to be the highlights and the overall thought process to this. And I guess I'll give my final thoughts on all this. I think Glue came out with a really good game last year. They actually did some good releases, like the way they released Elsa and the Frozen team, 2 at a time, and they're about a week or so out, so you can kind of start farming them. And in reality, I mean, if you were really focused, and because Kristoff was in one exchange and Anna was another exchange, and the 2 other characters were Grand Campaign farms, there was ways you could have gotten those guys, not just unlocking Elsa the first time around, but possibly with, I know some people did this, a little decent amount of spending, unfortunately, but for the spenders, but not too much spending compared to nowadays. You could have gotten like a 7-star Elsa like the first time around. I'm not saying it should be like that at all, but it definitely was a little bit easier back then. For instance, like an Elsa, because of Anna being in one exchange and Kristoff being another exchange, and then also the farming for Grand Campaign isn't too bad. I think they had a great game starting off, and then they just got greedy and did their Glue thing, their usual dev thing, which is to screw over the players. And I think they realized that, and then they thought they'd get away with just releasing the raid and not doing anything for so long. And they thought people would be happy with just characters, and people said, no, this is BS. So for this news drop, I think it's significant. I know a lot of clubs have been struggling recruiting and just maintaining, actually not just recruiting, just maintaining members, especially the top clubs as well. So very much a welcomed update. I'm guessing, at least from the time of this recording, this is on the 29th, that we are going to probably get this update in about 3 weeks. That's my guess, is when these campaigns are going to drop. Closer to the middle to end of June is definitely going to be it. We're not going to get these next week. We're not going to get them in 2 weeks. That's my guess. We're going to get them in a couple weeks, and it'll be something for us to do. In the meantime, and my guess is summer's going to be a pretty busy summer for Glue and the release, and trying to win back some old players. And because some of the old players were spenders too, like big spenders. So some of the old players that did have left, I think they will be wanting to come back because of these changes they made to the game. Will all of them come back? Probably not, but eventually I think people will slowly trickle in, and it'll be a much welcome change, and I'm glad to see that they are moving in the right direction. So guys, let me know what you guys think. I think this is a good step forward. Is everyone going to be happy with this? Absolutely not. I don't think anyone wants to spend more in gold or know that the next gear tier is right around the corner, but it is definitely a fact that they're going to be coming around. So we're going to probably getting gear tier 8.5, just like we got 7.5 before, and this means that 9 is going to be right when the raid comes out. So that's probably what's going to happen. And we did get TBD for the new PvP mode, new club mode, and the new raid. So let's wait for those to come out, but at least there is some light at the end of the tunnel, that we've been in this very, very dark tunnel the last at least 4 months, I would say, if not more. So anyways, guys, thank you so much. I hope this was a cool little refresher for you guys, and understanding what's happening, and just a good thought process. So I'll see you guys next video. Have a good one, guys. Peace out.